wonderful humans. Two things, well, there are many things to know about tonight's practice. Two housekeeping notices before we start. One, I've got a really annoying cough. Just wanted to share. No, I've got a really annoying cough that is fine probably 90% of the time, and then suddenly starts for no apparent reason. So if at any point I start hacking away, I apologise. I haven't got my microphone on because I thought if I do start doing the hacking, that's not going to be fun for anyone. So apologies if I have to stop and have a bit of a cough. Second housekeeping notice is that the cat is particularly needy at the moment, which kind of all ties into tonight's theme, because we were away last week, and so she went to a cattery, very nice cattery, which she obviously thinks was the equivalent of feline prison. And so since she's come back, she's learned how to yowl. It's like this kind of blood curdling, oh my God, I'm being slowly murdered yowl. She's never done it before, so she's learned bad things from the other cats. And I have no way of shutting her out of this room. So if you hear a blood curdling yowl, I'm fairly sure that no one's being killed. It's just the cat being needy. And she may well make her presence known at some point. So I apologise for, it could, there could be a whole cornucopia of noises coming out of one of us tonight. All I'm going to say, hang on to your beds. You lot, of course, have the delight of having your microphones off. But I can only apologise for whatever noises you hear from this side of the camera this evening. Following on from the theme of being away and coming home. Yes, so I was away on holiday last week. I hope you all did your practice without the Wednesday night. I can even tell that you're all just avoiding eye contact with me now. But the thought of coming home was sort of rattling around my brain when I was thinking about our practice this evening. And I think all of us, when we go on holiday, maybe it's just me, I don't think it's just me, we're inclined to have moments of all the plans and the changes we want to make when we come home. I'm gonna start doing this, and I'm going to do this differently, and all of these amazing things I do on holiday, I'm totally going to keep that up when I come home. And a lot of the time I don't think it happens. But this thought of coming home and change, I think we can weave into our practices a little bit. So when we are here in our me Wednesday night yoga club, we are of course trying to press the pause button on our week. We're trying to find some stillness. We're trying to connect with ourselves. We're trying to get a feeling of stillness, of connection, of finding flow, of getting unstuck, in whatever scenario we're in for the rest of the week. This is our time to not be in that space. And yoga is absolutely about connecting to, in the bigger picture, something within us that is unchanging. So that little spark of divinity or awesomeness or creation, however you want to look at it, that is not only within us, but is also within every other living thing. That little bit of awesomeness that we all have within us is what we are trying to connect to and realize that is our true essence. Now, the irony is, or the contradiction in terms is, that whilst this little bit of us is unchanging, we often feel like we have to change things to connect with it, to find it. And yoga teachings basically tell us that the good news and the bad news is that it's inside us all the time, and that there is actually nothing that we need to change or do or be, because it's just there. We just have to remove the layers to tapping into it. So that's the good news because it's there already there, or it's really annoying because you're like, well, if it's there already, why the hell can I not get to it? And of course, you could be doing these practices without any regard to any of that I've just said, to any of that about connecting with this little spark of awesomeness. If you're here for just your longer hamstrings and to find a bicep or two, also totally fine. But the thing is, with these practices that we do on our mat, there's an element of trying to find change within it. I know it's all contradictory. So what I invite you to do is, through the practices tonight, it's just going to be like a normal all-round flowy practicey thing, but just see if you can notice how your body changes, from sort of beginning to end of practice. Also see if you can notice, so that's like bigger picture change stuff. Also perhaps notice how your body changes within the repetitions of the poses that we do. So how your first downward dog compares to your last downward dog. But also, even on a smaller level with that, can you notice how there's change from your first breath in a pose to your last breath in a pose? And here's the thing, can you be, I'm just asking you to notice it, but can you be almost ambivalent about it, non-attached to whether there is or isn't change going on? I know, as if I'm not asking enough of you to remember left and right and inhale and exhale. I'm also go flinging all this stuff at you as well. Like I say, all of this completely falls out of your head as soon as you start moving around, totally fine. But if we want to start using these practices to do a little bit more kind of self-inquiry stuff, this could be an interesting place to start. So noticing changes minute by minute on the mat, pose by pose, breath by breath. Then, of course, the bigger picture is practice by practice. When you come to your mat, do you notice, can you notice change? And can you be okay with there being change and with there not being change? Or even, can you be okay with things seemingly going backwards? You know, change in development isn't always linear. So if you come to a downward dog tonight and you get in it and your hamstrings are screaming at you like you've never done a downward facing dog in your life before, can you be okay with that? Or at least not mad at yourself for it. Change is a bit weird, and ultimately we are bringing about all these changes within our psyche, within our mind, within the way that we respond to things, so that we can find the thing which is unchanging. I know, it's enough to mess with your mind, isn't it? But that's my invitation to you for tonight's club, is to think about changes. And if I wasn't suddenly very self-aware, I would make a David Bowie reference, but I'm not going to. So all of that being said, I can't remember if I said this already. If you have got blocks for tonight's practice, grab some. Doesn't matter if you haven't. These are not the end of the world. If you've got them, grab them. We're also going to be doing some stuff, if I get to it, with knee on the floor, but it can be a little bit more intense than just normal knee on the floor. So if you're on carpet and your knees are okay, you'll probably be fine. If you know that your knees can be a bit grumpy, you might just want to grab a towel, fold up a towel or a thin cushion you can fold into a little wedge, or something for extra knee padding. So you might want to have one of those handy. Again, if you've got none of that handy, don't worry about it. Really not the end of the world. So let us crack on. Shouldn't use the phrase crack on at the beginning of a yoga class, and lie down. So get yourself lying on your mat. As you settle yourself down, lying on your back, of course, remember that, especially if you've had a week off, or whatever you are dealing with in your body today, whether you've got any injuries, whether you're just totally knackered, however you're feeling, work with compassion for yourself. And if anything doesn't feel good, don't do it. If anything comes up for you in terms of ouchiness, stay on the call, chat with me afterwards and we can speak about it. But work intelligently with your own body. Work with kindness, work with compassion. If something doesn't feel good, don't push into it. And remember that you know yourself much better than I do. So, you know, tune in, don't tune out. With that in mind, lie yourself down if you're not already there. You can just let the feet fall apart. You can let the arms rest comfortably down by your sides. Palms can be turning up towards the sky. And once you're settled, you're just going to let your eyes close. And of course, if lying on your back isn't comfortable, for whatever reason, lie on your side, prop yourself up, sit up, do whatever you need. With your eyes gently closed, just take a big breath in through the nose and sigh it out. Good. At least 2 more breaths, just like that. Big sigh, big breath in through the nose, big sigh out. And then once you've done that, just let your breath settle into its own natural rhythm. If it wants to be deep, let it be deep. If it wants to be shallow, let it be shallow. And begin to empty out before you begin. So begin to find a feeling of arriving into this space and into this time. So regardless of what has happened in your day so far, regardless of all that is yet to come, can you begin to find a feeling of pressing the pause button on it all? All of that external stuff will still be there for you to think about, deal with, look at when our time together is over. So it doesn't need your attention now. See if you can feel that as your body begins to arrive into stillness, all the different threads of you kind of all come together. They sort of get rolled back in, or all the different pieces of your jigsaw puzzle come to settle. So all the different roles that you have played during today, whether you've been an employer, an employee, a friend, a sister, a brother, a counsellor, a carer, a patient, everything you have been, everything you have done, all the roles that you played, all just settle down now into the whole version of yourself. Begin to tune in and start just by noticing how you feel as a whole person. So notice what your energy levels are like. Notice what kind of mood you're in. Notice how you feel, and remember there is no right or wrong. Don't try and change any of it. Just notice it. You don't have to like it or dislike it. And then let's tune in a little more and start just by noticing your thoughts. So take your awareness up to the space between your ears. And just for a moment, notice the thoughts. Notice them come, notice them go. Notice how transient and changeable they are. And notice how you can position yourself as the interested observer of your thoughts. You don't have to get involved with them. You can just step back, watch them come, watch them go, like traffic trundling along the road. No good or bad, right or wrong. They're all just stuff of the mind. So as you've noticed mind, take a moment now to tune into body. And we'll do that with our simple body scan. So take your awareness up to the top of your head, and then just with over 30 seconds or so, just scan down. Top of your head, forehead, eyes, cheeks, jaw, all the way down to the tips of your toes. And just notice any physical sensations that are there. But again, do so without trying to stop or change or control any of it. And then as you've noticed mind, as you've noticed body, begin to notice your breath. Notice the rise of the inhale. Notice the fall of the exhale. Notice the effortlessness of it. Notice within that flow of the breath that there are just moments of stillness within the flow. Notice at the peak of your inhale. Notice at the very end of your exhale. Those moments of stillness, moments of pause. And remember that it's within stillness, within moments of pause, that we can, ironically, connect to flow. Connect to the thing that is bigger than us. Connect to the part of us that is constant and doesn't change. But we need to practice to get there. So whenever your mind wanders, remember that you can bring it back to connect with your breath that will, by default, bring you back into this moment. Bring one hand onto or around your belly space. Bring the other hand onto your sternum or heart space. And take a moment to set your intention for your practice. So consider how you want to feel as you move through the poses. How you want to feel when you step off the mat and go back into your day. What you need the practice to do for you this evening. Try to either listen to your gut or listen to your heart rather than go with your head. Whatever your intention is, set that now, but remain open-minded to the other positive, groovy stuff that may well come along. And then you can gently blink your eyes open. And one way or another, bring yourself up to sit. No rush. Do it and give your legs a little bit of a hug in to begin with. Maybe have a little roll around on your back whilst you're down there. However you want to do it, gently bring yourself up to sitting up in a simple cross-legged position. As ever, if your hips are a bit tight and sitting cross-legged isn't comfortable for you for whatever reason, highly recommend you sit up on a block or again a folded up blanket. There are no points for being miserable in a yoga practice, definitely no points for being in pain. So sitting up on a cushion just gets your hips kind of up to sort of higher or level with your knees. So it gives the knees a bit of space to drop down. If when you're sitting on the floor, your cross-legged version kind of looks a bit like this, you need to get some space in there. So sitting cross-legged, let the knees drop away from your, let the knees drop down away to the floor. God, brain stopped working already. It's not a good sign, is it? Just take a moment to arrive, new place, off the floor, sitting up. Very simply, let's just get into our breath. So with your hands down by your sides, inhale, just take the hands up. And exhale, bring them down. Super simple to begin with. Inhale, take them up. Exhale, bring them down. You can join the hands together at the top if that feels good. Inhale, take them up. Depending on how your shoulders feel, it might be better to keep the hands shoulder width apart. Exhale, bring them down. But again, just, notice what works for you. Inhale, bring them up. Exhale, bring the right hand down and just take a little side stretch over to the side. Inhale, bring the arm up. Exhale, take it down and over. Again, inhale, take it up. Exhale, both arms down. Same thing. Inhale up. Exhale, one arm down, take a side stretch. Inhale, back at the center. Exhale, one arm down, side stretch. Inhale, back at the center. Exhale, arms down. One more like that. Same thing. And as you repeat, just notice if there's any change there. If there isn't, that's totally fine. If there is, that's totally fine. But don't get attached to it. Exhale, bring the arms down. Good. Inhale, bring your left arm up. Exhale, take it over to your right knee. Bring the right hand down behind you. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, gentle twist to look over your right shoulder. Inhale, back to center and swap the arms. Exhale, pause. Inhale, sit up nice and tall. Exhale, gentle twist the other way. Inhale, back through center and swap the hands. Exhale, pause. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, gentle twist. Look over the right shoulder. Exhale, release. Good. Oh, missed one. Inhale. Swap the hands. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, little twist around to the left. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, release, cross your legs the other way. Same stuff, just with a different leg across. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, one arm down, side stretch. Inhale, take it up, swap, exhale. Good, same thing, twice more. But as we're repeating it, temptation can be to go on autopilot. Whereas actually, whilst I don't want you to overanalyze it, I do want you to notice if there are any little changes. If there are, fine. And if there aren't, also fine. One more the other way. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, bring them down. Good. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale over to your right knee, right hand behind you. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, little twist to the left. Inhale, back through center, swap the hands. Exhale, little twist to the left. Then simple swap the other way. Inhale, swap, place the hands, exhale, pause. Inhale, sit up tall, exhale, little twist. Inhale, through center, swap the hands, exhale, pause. Inhale, sit up tall, exhale, little twist. Good, one more either side. Inhale, all the way back through center, moving mindfully, exhale, pause. Inhale, sit tall, exhale, little twist. Inhale, through center, swap hands, exhale, pause. Inhale, sit tall, exhale, little twist to the left. And then release and come back to center. Good. Uncross your legs and come onto your hands and knees. We will, because it's such a crowd pleaser, have a little cat and cow, because why wouldn't we? So hands under shoulders, knees under hips. And with your next inhale, drop the spine down, pull the chest forward, stick your sitting bones up in the air, maybe take the gaze up a little bit. And then exhale, tuck the chin, tuck the tailbone, arch your back as much as you can. Inhale to your cow, spine dips down, heart forward, gaze up. Exhale, tuck the chin, tuck the tailbone, arch the back. Inhale to your cow, go back the other way. Exhale, cat. And then just keep going with your own breath a few times, rolling between one and the other. And if you want to add in a little bit of a side shimmy, take the ribs around in some circles and just make this, whilst working with your breath, a kind of flowy, lovely, juicy, squishy movement. I don't know how it could be a squishy movement. Anyway, make your cat and cow squishy. That doesn't sound particularly good. Anyway, move it all around as much as you want. See if you can get any little bonus pops and cracks out of hips or spine, or, you know, anything that's going on. Make sure the neck's getting in there as well. Good. And then come to a sitting position. So on your bum, legs out in front of you. And again, if your hamstrings, well, we're only just starting to work with hamstrings. So they're probably going to be a little bit cold, a little bit stiff, a little bit grumpy. If they are, again, just like in crossed legs, highly recommend that you lift your bum up a little bit, get a bit of height there to take some of the, to put a bit of slack in the system, basically. So pull all 10 toes back towards you. Just bring your hands down behind your bum cheeks and sit up nice and tall. If this is already making your hamstrings say rude words, then just sit here and breathe. If you want to begin to work with the breath a little, I mean, hopefully you're working with the breath anyway, but inhale, sit up tall, and then exhale, think of taking your chest forwards a little. And then inhale, come back up to sit. And then exhale, maybe go a little more forwards. And inhale, come up to sit. And just keep repeating that, like a very gentle, it's not rocking because you're controlling the movement, and it's definitely not bouncing. But it's a lifting up with the inhale, and it's a going forwards and out, not a rounding the back and sliding the hands down. There's a lift and there's an activation up through the spine before going forwards. If that's working for you, you can bring the hands onto the legs and lift a little. And then exhale, go forwards. If that feels good, you could hold the toes or the feet and just make slightly smaller movements. Kind of here, already in more of a deeper pose. But again, just notice if there's a change there with each breath. And be okay with it if there isn't. Good. Wherever you are, bring yourself up to sitting. Bend your right knee and take your right foot to the outside of your left knee. So my right foot is on the floor outside my left knee. Ground that right foot down into the ground. Inhale, bring your left arm up, sit up tall, and then bring your left elbow and just kind of hug your right knee. Bring the right hand down behind you. Inhale, sit up tall, and exhale, just a little gentle twist. Now, drop your shoulders away from your ears. The gaze doesn't have to be cranked around to the right-hand side, but with subtle movements, with each inhale, see if you can lift a little bit. And with the exhale, maybe your ribs can move around like a millimetre more. Or even you can just pretend they are, or imagine that they are. But try and see if you can find a little bit of change in each breath. And again, of course, if they don't go, that's fine as well. Good, then bring yourself back to centre. Uncross your right leg and bring the right foot up off the floor. Hold your hold your right foot with your left hand. Bring your right hand down behind you. Sit up tall, and if you can, extend the leg. If that was too much, just keep the right knee bent. But again, just push into that left hand to take the chest around. And if you can, straighten the leg. If you want to add a little more interest, take the right hand off the floor and reach it out behind you. If you want to make it more fun, lean back a smidge and see if you can lift the left foot up as well. And don't try and talk at the same time. Good, and then bring everything back down to earth. Little gentle vinyasa. Cross your ankles. One way or another, roll over your ankles and bring yourself into kind of half a plank. Come all the way down onto your belly, hands by your chest. Inhale, lift a little into a cobra. Exhale, roll down. Push back to your knees. And then one way or another, come to sit with your legs out in front of you again. So again, just a few moments doing stuff on the floor, and then we'll get into our standing up flowy stuff. But yeah, we're going to be here for a moment or two. So again, your Paschimottanasana, your intense forward fold. So take a moment here, just a couple of breaths. Lift with the inhale. Maybe go forwards a little with the exhale. Inhale, lift. Exhale, maybe go forwards. Use your breath. See if there's a difference within the breath. See if there's a difference within the first version of the pose you did and this version of the pose. If there is, great. If there isn't, great. Just be curious about it all. And with the inhale, come up to sit. Bend your left leg. Take it over so it's on the outside of your right knee. ground that left foot, or starting again, into the floor. Inhale, take the arm up, and then exhale, take the elbow to the outside of the knee. And I like to just kind of hug my knee across me a little bit. Left hand goes down behind you. Inhale, lift up, and then exhale. Just settle in for a couple of breaths. Again, we're only just starting, so you're not going to be busting out your super deepest twist ever. Find that grounding through the left foot. Try and find a lift with the inhale. Maybe you go a little deeper with the exhale. Maybe you don't. That's fine. Even if you can't find the twist, imagine how it would feel to be twisting a little deeper. If it's there, say thank you very much, body. I will take it. If it's not there, say thank you very much, body. That's fine. Good. Inhale. Bring yourself back to center. Uncross your leg. Right hand holds left foot with the thumb going down. So maybe you just have the leg up like this and you sit up tall holding the leg, and that's fine. Sit there, have a lovely time. Or straighten the leg, lift the heart, and maybe reach the left hand out behind you. Maybe lean back a bit and see if you can lift the right leg up as well. And think, how can this ever be useful for a normal day's life? I don't know, but maybe it will. And then bring everything back down onto the floor. Again, cross your shins, roll over your ankles. Take both feet back so you come into kind of half a plank shape. Bring your belly all the way down to the floor. Hands either side of your chest. Inhale, little cobra. Exhale, push back. Tuck your toes. First downward facing dog. So feet are about hip width apart. There's some softness in the knees. So bend the knees just a little bit. Remember, your knees are your negotiators. We've done a little bit of work on the hamstrings, but they are still very much, in their early phases. So be kind to them, otherwise they will not be kind to you. You can bend one knee deeply, then straighten that one, or work it towards straight and bend the other one. So you end up giving your downward facing dog a little walk on the spot. Find that breath and whatever feels good for you. Oh, good, you're here. And then find some stillness in your down dog. Bring your knees down to the floor. Now stay on your hands and knees. Take your hands out like a giant leap in front of you. And just let your chest come down towards the floor a little. So you're just beginning to gently work into the shoulders. This is quite intense on the shoulders. So again, be kind to yourself. Only come down as much as you comfortably can. If you've got your block handy, it can be nice to rest the forehead on a block, particularly if the block's quite squishy. Those hard ones are actually quite unpleasant. So bring your chest down a little bit to kind of a bit of a puppy dog pose. Good. And then whilst you're down, come up a little bit. Take your right foot out to the right hand side and stretch that right leg away from you. And then just sink down a little bit again into your puppy dog. And see how it feels to be on flat hands, or see how it feels to be up on your fingertips. Good. And then walk the hands in. Bring your left hand down to the outside of your left knee. Take the right arm up and reach over your left ear. So your straight leg is going out to the side and your right arm is reaching up and over your ear. And try and feel how long can you make yourself through that right hand side. Good. Sweep the hand back down. Bring the hands to the floor, not quite as far away as they were. Then pick the right foot up. Bend the knee and take the right foot up behind you. And maybe you can reach back with your left hand and hold the right foot just for a moment. If that ain't happening, don't worry about it. Just let that right foot lift up as much as you can. If the foot reaches around, holds it, marvelous, but don't worry about it. Good. Then take the right foot out to the side again. And again, just let the chest melt down towards the floor. Then bring yourself back up. Take the left hand down to your left hand side. Sweep the right arm up and take it over. Then bring both hands down. Take the right knee in, take it up and back. Maybe you reach around with the left hand and you hold it. If that ain't happening, don't worry about it. Just lift the right foot up. Activate your right bum cheek. Then again, without the right knee going onto the floor, take the right foot out to the side. Let the chest soften down for a moment in your little puppy dog pose. Then bring it back up. Left hand down to the outside of your left knee. Sweep the right arm up and over. Take a side stretch. Then bring the hands down. Bend the right knee. Take the right foot up and back. Maybe reach around. Find it with the left hand. If that ain't there, don't worry about it. Just reach the right foot up towards the ceiling. Good. Bring the right knee down. Guess what? Same stuff, other side. So, first of all, take yourself just into a normal little puppy dog pose for a moment. Good. Then, take the left foot out to the left-hand side. And if you can, stay down in your puppy dog pose while you're doing so. Take a moment there. Then bring yourself up a little bit. Take your right hand to the outside of your right knee. Take the left hand up and over. If you haven't got a ceiling in the way, reach over your left ear for a good stretch through the left-hand side. Then bring the left hand to the floor, both hands to the floor under the shoulders. Pick the left foot up, take it up behind you, activate the back body, maybe reach back with your right hand and find the foot. If you can't find it, you're not a bad person, it doesn't matter. Just let the left foot lift up. Good. Then take the left foot out to the side. Take a breath down in your puppy dog pose again. Just for a breath. Then bring yourself back up. Right hand down, sweep the left hand up and over. Get long through the side stretch. And again, notice if there's anything different. Bring both hands down. Bring the left knee in, then take the foot up and back. Maybe reach around. See if you can find it with your right hand. Good. One more time. Take the right foot out. Into your puppy dog pose. Let the chest soften down. Bring the hands back in. Right hand down to the outside of the right knee. Sweep the left arm up and over. Then hands to the floor. Without the left knee touching the floor, bend it in and take it up and back. Maybe reach around. Hold it with the right hand. Then let everything come to the floor. Good. Tuck the toes. Push back to your downward facing dog. Again, particularly if there's any tightness in your lower back from those puppy dog poses, etc. Good. From your downward facing dog, bend your knees, look at the space between your hands, take your feet into it or as close as you can. Soft knees, inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold down and just dangle there for a moment or two. You can give the knees a little, you can kind of give the legs a little shake or a shimmy. Let the head hang. Inhale, use the breath, come halfway up again. Exhale, soft down. And again, have a little dangle for a moment or two. Then one more time, inhale, halfway up. Exhale, soft knees, little gentle dangle. Good. And inhale, you're going to come all the way up. So inhale, push down through the feet. Lift the arms up with you. Reach up to your fingertips. And exhale, pull the arms down by your sides. Good. Into some lunge sunnies. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, soft knees, fold all the way down. Inhale, halfway up and lengthen, a little twist. Bend the left knee, straighten the right leg. Left hand to the floor. Inhale, take your right arm up, twist gently towards the right, and then swap. Bend the right knee, straighten the left, right hand to the floor. Take the left hand up, little twist to the left. Good. Bring both hands to the floor and exhale, forward fold. Hands down, step the right foot back, bring the right knee down. Inhale, reach up, ground down through the feet. Exhale, interlace the fingers behind you, push the hands away. Pause there for an inhale and an exhale. Inhale, take both arms up, reach tall. Exhale, hands down, step your left foot back, come to a high plank. Exhale all the way down to your belly. Inhale, little cobra, lift a little. Exhale, bring it down. 2 more like that. Inhale, little cobra, lift a little. Exhale, roll down. 1 more time. Lift to your cobra. Don't push down with the hands. Pull back. Exhale, roll down. Push back to your knees. Tuck your toes. Downward facing dog. Inhale, take your right foot up in the air. Bend the right knee. Now roll that right hip open. Let the right heel drop towards your left bum cheek. And then square the hips. Step the right foot forwards. Bring the left knee gently down. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands behind you. Interlace the fingers. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, soften the jaw. Inhale, reach up through the ring fingers. Exhale, hands down, step forwards. Inhale, halfway up, lengthen. Exhale, soft knees, fold down. Inhale, twist to the right, left hand down, right hand up. Exhale, right hand down. Inhale, twist to the left. Exhale, left hand down. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold back down again. On your next inhale, all the way up. Push down through the feet. Exhale, straight back down again on the exhale. Inhale, halfway up. Lengthen. Do your twists again. Exhale, hands, left hand down. Inhale, right arm up, twist to the right. Exhale, right hand down. Inhale, twist to the left. Exhale, forward fold. Hands to the floor, step the right, left foot back, bring the left knee down. Inhale, reach up to your ring fingers. Exhale again, interlace the fingers behind you. Inhale, lift the heart, push the knuckles back. Exhale, smile. Inhale, release, reach up. Exhale, hands floor, right foot back. Bring yourself down with control. This time 3 locusts. So reach the hands back behind you, turn the palms down. Inhale, lift the head, lift the arms, lift the legs. Exhale, slowly down. Again, inhale, Lift the forehead, arms and legs. Exhale, slowly down. One more like that. Inhale, lift it all up. Exhale, slowly down. Push back to your knees, tuck your toes, downward facing dog. In your down dog, take the left foot up, bend the left knee, roll that left hip open, step the left foot forwards, bring the right knee down. Inhale, reach up, get right the way up to your fingertips. Exhale, hands behind you, interlace the fingers. Inhale, can you lift the heart and ground through the feet? Exhale, can you think happy thoughts? Inhale, reach both arms up. Exhale, hands down, step forwards. Inhale, halfway up, lengthen. Exhale, right hand down, twist to the left. And exhale, swap. Inhale, twist to the right. Exhale, forward fold. Soft knees, you're going to come all the way up. Inhale, push down to rise up. Exhale, pull your arms down by your sides. Good. Rearrange your leggings if you need to. So make sure your feet are about hip width apart. Inhale, reach up. Now exhale, imagine that you are sitting in a chair, but there is no chair there. So send your hip creases back. Imagine that you're trying to get your bum into the back of the chair, not seated on the front. And bring your hands into a prayer shape if keeping them up and forward is a bit much for your shoulders. So think bum into the back of the chair, take an inhale and an exhale. Good. Lift your toes up across, away from the floor with inhale. Exhale, toes down. Inhale, heels up. Exhale, heels down. Inhale, toes up. Exhale, toes down. Inhale, heels up. Exhale, heels down. Inhale, toes up. Exhale, toes down. Inhale, heels up. Exhale, heels down. Inhale, push through feet, reach all the way up. Exhale, fold all the way down. Inhale, halfway up again. Exhale, hands down, right foot back, right knee down. Inhale, reach up, grow tall. Exhale, take your right hand forwards and your left hand back and find little twists. Inhale, reach both arms forwards, both arms up. Good. Bring your right hand down to the floor and take it forwards a little bit. So we're going to take a side plank. I'm going to turn this way so you can see what I'm doing. So you're in your lunge here. Now you can either wiggle the left foot back a little bit and just come to the outer edge of the right foot and lift up here. So you're using this as a bit of a help with your balance, or take the left foot back and stack it on the right and breathe for 3, 2, 1. Good. Bring the left hand down, come to a high plank. Knees down, chest down, all the way onto your belly. Inhale, lift little cobra. Exhale, roll down. Push back, downward facing dog. Good. Inhale, take your right foot up. Bend the knee, roll that right hip open again. And then exhale, step the right foot forwards, turn and ground your left, that's a lie. Step your left foot forwards a little bit as well. So you're just going to bring that left foot in a little bit. Now, if you've got your blocks handy, you might want to have them here because we're going to do Purvottanasana, which is kind of like a little mini triangle, sort of. It's not like a triangle, it doesn't matter. You've got your right leg forward and your left leg back. Now I want you to bring your right hip back and the left hip forwards and try and keep the pelvis nice and level. So if your hips are quite, if your hamstrings are quite tight, you might need to be up here on your blocks, having a lovely time, which is great. Or perhaps the blocks are a little lower and you're here having a lovely time, which is great. Or if you don't need the blocks, you can have hands be on the floor and be here. So the back foot's turned in about 45 degrees and the feet are on 2 parallel lines. Now, just like you did in your previous poses, think of lifting a little with an inhale, maybe softening down a little with the exhale, lifting a little with the inhale, exhale, softening down, inhale, lifting a little, exhale, softening out, and just do that a couple more breaths. Again, noticing if there's changes within the breath, changes within the pose, and if there aren't, being totally fine with that. Good. Now keep your blocks if you've got them, bend your right knee and make your left leg weightless by taking your chest forwards. Take the hands forwards with you, either up on your blocks, and let the left leg lift. If you haven't got blocks, you can just be on your fingertips on the floor. And then if you're feeling particularly adventurous, you can make the hands lighter, bring the hands into your heart, and take a warrior 3 pose, pushing out strongly through that left leg. Can't talk and do it at the same time. Soft in the right knee with an inhale. Oh, I'm wobbling. Bring the left leg all the way up. Bring the knee into your chest without using your hands. And then exhale, place the left foot down. Again, inhale, reach up. Exhale, sit back in your chair pose again. Bum to the back of the chair. Do as I say, not as I do. Inhale, lift the toes. Exhale, toes down. Inhale, heels up. Exhale, heels down. Inhale, toes up. Exhale, toes down. Inhale, heels up. Exhale, heels down. One more time. Inhale, toes up. Exhale, toes down. Inhale, heels up. Exhale, heels down. Inhale, push through feet, rise all the way up. Exhale, soft knees, fold forwards. To your lunge, inhale, halfway up. Exhale, left foot back, left knee down. Inhale, reach up to your low lunge. And then exhale, take your left arm forwards and your right arm back for a little twist. Then bring the left hand to the floor for your side plank on this side. So again, you can turn the right foot out and come to rest on the outer edge of the left foot. So you use this right foot as a little kind of kickstand and take the right hand up, or take the right foot back and stack it all for 3, 2, 1. Right hand down, knees down, everything down with control. Inhale, little cobra. Exhale, push back, downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot up. Bend the left knee, roll that left hip open. Step the left foot forwards and then step the right foot in a little bit as well. So your Purvottanasana. on this side. Again, grab your blocks if you need them. Hoik up any items of clothing that need hoiking up or down. Back foot's turned in 45 degrees, feet are on a parallel line. Left hip's trying to go back, right hip's trying to come forwards. Inhale, lift the heart and lengthen. And then exhale again. Think of just softening over that left, she says falling over, that left leg. And again, you're thinking kind of chin towards shin, not nose to knee. Lifting and lengthening with each inhale, maybe softening down a touch with the exhale. And as you do this, just make sure that you are not collapsing into this left leg. Can be a little bit of softness in the left knee, so you're not just kind of locking it out straight. Make sure you're sending some weight down into the back leg and really grounding the outer edge of that right foot, the foot that's behind you. Good. Then bring yourself kind of back up a little bit. If you've got blocks with you in your hands, take them with you. Bend the left knee. Make the right leg weightless by taking the chest forwards. And then straighten the left leg, turn the right hip down towards the floor and take something vaguely towards a warrior 3 pose. And again, if you need to have your hands on blocks, you could even have your hands on a chair if you wanted to start practicing with this pose. And then if you feel like it, take your hands into a prayer pose. One more breath. Then inhale, come all the way up to standing. Pull that right knee up into your chest as much as you can. And then exhale, gently bring it down and let it land on the floor. Good. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, soft knees, fold down. Inhale, halfway up and lengthen. Exhale, hands down, right foot back, right knee down. Inhale, reach up into your low lunge. Exhale, hands down. Straighten your right knee and pivot so you're facing the long side of your mat. Toes turn in a little bit, heels turn out just a touch. Inhale, lift your heart and lengthen. And then exhale, gently take a forwards fold. Again, if you have got interesting hamstrings, when I say interesting, I mean tight, you could be up here on your blocks working with them, or down here on your blocks working with them. But same premise as we've done in the other poses. Think of lifting and lengthening a little with the inhale, maybe adding a little bit of forward fold with the exhale. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, go a little deeper into the fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, maybe a little deeper into the fold. Good. Hands on your hips, soft knees. Inhale, come all the way up. Turn your left foot out 90 degrees. Turn your back foot in 45 degrees. Arch of your back foot and heel of your front foot are on or about the same sort of line. Left thigh active. Arms out to shoulder height. Take an inhale. Exhale, soften down into your warrior 2. Now activate both the legs. Drop the shoulders. Turn the gaze along the middle finger of your left hand and find your breath. 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Turn your left palm up. Inhale, take a reverse warrior. Exhale, bring your left elbow down to this little shelf and take your right arm up and over. Push down through this left arm, this kind of triangle shape between your armpit and your leg. Think of that as a little window. and try and make that window as big as possible. So push down through the left arm, activate the back leg for 3, 2, spin the belly button up towards the ceiling, and 1. Stay here or just for fun. Inhale, lift the front heel. Exhale, down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down. Inhale, come up. Reverse warrior. Exhale. Now straighten the left leg. Actually, that's like straighten it for a minute just to make it feel better. Then rebend it and take your hand a giant leap in front of your left foot. Again, make the back foot weightless by sending the chest forwards. Lift the right foot up. Now take the right arm up and spin your chest open towards something that looks a little bit like a half moon. Then rebend your left knee, rebend your left knee. How gracefully can you land back into a warrior? Much better than I can, I'm sure. Inhale, reverse your warrior. And exhale, windmill both hands down. Step the left foot back. Bring knees down, bring chest down with control. Inhale, little cobra. Exhale, roll down, push back. Child's pose, just for a minute. We have got the other side to do. I can't lie to you. But I want you to notice what's changed in your body. If it's the breath, what can you do to get that back under control so that you are connecting once again to your breath? If the thoughts have changed, if they are rampaging around now, either about how well you are doing or frustrations, or whether they have disconnected from the practice entirely and are now thinking about what you're going to have for dinner, how can you bring that back to the sense of connection? What's changed in your body? There may be heat, there may be fatigue, there may be tiredness. But remember, the essence of change is that it is not permanent. So whether there is good stuff going on or whether there is challenging stuff going on, the good news is it's going to change, or the bad news, depending on how you look at it. Whenever you're ready, bring yourself for your downward facing dog, our last time through on the other side. Bend your knees, bring both feet in towards your hands. Inhale, halfway up and lengthen. Exhale, soft knees, fold down. Inhale, push down to rise up. Exhale, pull the arms down, same stuff, other side. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, soft knees, fold down. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, hands down, left foot back, left knee down. Inhale, reach up into your low lunge. Exhale, hands down. Lift the back knee, turn the feet to the long side of your mat. Make sure the outer edges of your feet are parallel to the short sides. Again, either with your blocks or without. Inhale, lift heart and lengthen. Exhale, little forward fold. Then incorporate those little micro movements to inhale, lifting and lengthening. Exhale, folding. Inhale, lifting and lengthening. Exhale, folding, and just see how that feels, what changes, what doesn't change. Remember that either way, it's all good. Inhale, lift to a long spine. Exhale, hands on your hips. Inhale, come all the way up to stand. Turn the back foot in 45 degrees, turn your right foot out 90 degrees. Warrior two on the other side. So again, heel and arch of foot, excuse me, are along the same sort of line. Fire up the back leg, fire up the front leg. Arms out to shoulder height. Take an inhale, exhale, settle into your warrior two for 5 breaths. Now the changes here may be a little more subtle because we're not going in and out of the pose. So maybe your challenge here is to notice how the breath changes. Notice how your thoughts change. Notice if tension sneaks into bits of your body where you don't want it, to the shoulders or the jaw, all kinds of places. One more breath. Turn your right palm up. Inhale, reach up, take a reverse warrior. Exhale, bring your right elbow down, sweep the left arm up and over for your extended side angle on this side. So again, the little triangle between your ribs and armpit, think of that as a little window and try and keep that window as big as possible. So push down through the elbow, get long through the left-hand side. And again, because all we're doing here is breathing, notice if there are any changes within any of that other stuff. Either stay here or just for fun, with an inhale, lift the front heel. Exhale, put it down. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, put it down. One more. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, put it down. Good. Back up to your warrior two. Reverse your warrior once again. Oh, we didn't go into a warrior three. Bring yourself back down. Not warrior three, our half moon. Now, your right hand is going to go a giant leap forwards in front of your right foot. Again, you can use your block if you want to. Think of sending the chest forwards to help the left foot become weightless. Now you are rolling the hips open in this pose. So it's not like warrior three, where the front of your pelvis rolls down towards the floor. In this pose, you want the left hip to roll open, she says, really badly wobbling, so that it stacks. And then maybe you take the left arm up and you roll the chest open. Good. And then softness in the right knee. See if you can gently land back into a warrior two. Now inhale, reverse it. Exhale, windmill the hands down. Step the right foot back, all the way down onto your belly. Inhale, lift little cobra. Exhale, roll down. Push back to your knees, tuck your toes, just a couple of breaths in downward facing dog. Just to even it all out. So we did a lot of stuff on one side, then a lot of stuff on the other side. We didn't spend a lot of time today in down dogs. So just a couple of extra breaths here, just to get a bit of sense of some equilibrium into the system. And notice how different this downward facing dog is or isn't compared to the first one that you did. Just be curious. Again, is that because of a difference in your body or your breath or your energy? If there is difference there, that's great. If there isn't difference there, that's also great. Good. Once you've had a nice stretch in your downward facing dog, bend your knees and then come to a child's pose. Allow yourself to pause there for a moment, and then when you are ready, slide all the way onto your belly and then roll over onto your back. Once you arrive on your back, bring the knees up into the chest, hug them in. Have a little roll from side to side. Take the knees around in some circles one way, some circles the other way. And we are on our way to final relaxation in a matter of a minute or so. So use this final minute again to tune in to what your body now needs to be able to settle into your Shavasana, your final relaxation pose. So remember, your challenge here is to listen if your body wants a twist each way, whether it wants a nice happy baby pose, whether it wants anything really, or is it just ready to get into Shavasana? Tuning in, listening to what it needs, and then doing your best to find a way to do that. And of course, if you do something like a twist on one side, you know you do the twist on the other side as well. I don't need to tell you that. And then once you feel ready to do so, start making your way to your final relaxation pose, your Shavasana. So that is once again lying on your back, excuse me, palms turned up to the sky, feet just dropping out to the side. And of course, if that isn't comfortable, then you can lie on your side. You can put some props underneath you, some cushions, some rolled up blankets, whatever you need. But once you're settled, just let your eyes once again fall closed. Take a big breath in through the nose and sigh out through the mouth. And again, big breath in through the nose. Big sigh out. And at least one more like that. Big breath in. Big sigh out. And then again, just let your breath settle. If it wants to be deep, let it be deep. If it wants to be shallow, let it be shallow. With your next exhale, allow your arms and your legs to grow heavy. With your next exhale, allow your hips and your pelvis to sink a little deeper into the mat. With your next exhale, allow your eyeballs to rest a little heavier in the eye sockets. Release any furrows from your brow. And once again, allow yourself to settle into stillness. For the next couple of minutes, allow yourself to just be here, to just breathe, And I'll tell you when it's time for us to move on. But for now, just be still. Stay exactly as you are. Notice where your mind may have wandered to and gently bring it back. Once again, notice how you feel as a whole. And if there is anything good there, allow it to be fully felt. Allow that feeling to radiate out to the tips of your fingers, to the top of your head, to the tips of your toes. Take one more big breath in through the nose and sigh it out through the mouth. Begin to wiggle fingers, toes, make any movements you need to roll to your side. Excuse me. And then when you're ready, push yourself up to a seated position. You can either have your hands in a prayer shape or one hand on your heart space, one hand on your belly again, whatever feels right for you. Remember the intention you set back at the beginning of our time together. Remember how you wanted to feel and breathe life back into that intention by taking a big inhale and letting it go with the exhale. Allow the corners of your mouth to lift into a smile and keep that on your face for as long as you can. And namaste.